The PFP just dropped a bombshell. Let's take a look at how much this has changed, because Pauper has changed for the long haul. Guys, as you can see here, we are on the ban and restricted announcement for today, and this is crazy. So we're not even going to touch on the fact that how funny it is, the fact that Troll of Khazad-dûm's banned in Legacy, you know, this common, this overpowered 6-mana 6/5, you know, context is funny, but, you know, still. We're going to touch on the Pauper ban list. They have went nuts. So there's the video, which if you scroll to the bottom to where Pauper is, right? You scroll right to the bottom, like literally right to the bottom. They have the Pauper article, and there's also a video link, right? Which we can sort of check out. So the video, and then they basically explain why they've done stuff. Yeah. But anyways, let's dive right in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at. I guess we'll look at this way. This is very unplanned, very raw, as you know, like I like to do. So effectively, the first things first, to probably no one's surprise, is Bastion Broodscale is banned. Why this is to no one's surprise? Let's be honest, right? Don't get me wrong, the deck's fine, the deck's beatable, you can play stuff out, you can play whatever, blah, 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 blah. But what the thing that you didn't mention, which they mentioned very well in this article and video, is this deck is format warping. You have to play black, you have to play snuff out, you have to play duress, you have to have a good clock to be able to answer it, and it is format warping. That is crazy. This is All That Glitters on next level. I would much rather verse All That Glitters than this. This combo is nuts. It's toxic. It is not good for the format. And by God, is it gone. Boom, get out of there. Nothing much else to explain. The next one, Deadly Dispute, is definitely not one that I would have thought about, to be honest. But when you think about it and when they talk about it, we have spoke about it on the podcast. Mainly just before Pauper getting that everything's black, everything's playing Deadly Dispute, everything's playing Wellspring, yada, yada, yada. The treasure is so much better than anything else the other ones have to offer. This is incredible. I wouldn't be surprised if this colour combination of Eviscerator's Insight, Fanatical Offering, Reckoner's Bargain, and Wellspring is all still insane. The thing about this is, the treasure is incredibly good at chaining, it's incredibly good at fixing your mana, it's incredibly good at doing all this sort of stuff. Deadly Dispute being gone is probably for the better, as much as I am a black player at heart. But this is a good change. They want to know our comments and our thoughts. I do think having something like Eviscerator's Insight be on there too wouldn't be surprised. I'm not asking for it yet. I am hyped for these changes. So hyped, it is unbelievable. Next, I am happy about this. The next one is surprising to me. Is Kuldotha Rebirth. This one is a card, I have mentioned it when I said what I would like banned on the last one, is that I think it should have been one or the other, as in Kuldotha Rebirth or Bushwhacker. I was in the Bushwhacker camp, but this was pre-Monkey, and now you've got so much more fodder for Kuldotha. I'm not surprised that this is the option. It's pretty good. One of them need to go. The burst damage on this was so incredible. Like, definitely. It's a most played deck. I didn't realise, obviously, we don't get access to statistics. They said in the video, it had like a 65 to 70-something% win rate or something stupid. Game 1. That is incredible. This polarising thing that Broodscale has is definitely there with Kuldotha Rebirth. So I am happy. I'm not complaining. I know probably Reese's, but obviously, that was his deck. I get it. But this card is very strong, and I'm not surprised something has gone. So then on the next thing, the last thing they touch on beforehand, before we talk about Unbans, they talk about Writhing Chrysalis. So Writhing Chrysalis is an interesting one. It's a mid-range threat that does a lot of broken things. It's got 2 colours, but it is the void. It can't be bebbed, it can't be hydroed. It gets the spawns, which are uncountable. It has reach, which is great against fairies. It has a broken ability, which obviously lets it chain into the others, which I think is actually the problem. However, they say that basically the Broodscale and the Deadly Dispute gone slightly weakens Chrysalis. While that is technically true, because the 2 main decks I play is Broodscale and also Jund Wildfire, there is stuff like Monsters where it still might be good. However, we will see how this, and I'm fine to see how this is gone. The pressure of Snuff Out's gone. The pressure of all that sort of stuff's gone. You've basically got the need for Snuff Out for Writhing Chrysalis. You've got the need for Cast Down for this, but you have time for these spells. You have time to waste to double blast it, double bolt it, etc., etc. So I am fine leaving this for the time being. However, my one thing that their argument is it's really good at stalling the board, which it is. It is also the reason to stall the board is for Kuldotha. Rebirth is gone. The aggression to stall the board, it's probably, I would not be surprised if Writhing Chrysalis, for most part of the games, is the first creature cast in the entire game. It's just going to be a mid-range fest. The aggro is all White Weenie now, which had a great Kuldotha matchup. Kuldotha's probably going to struggle for a long time. You've got Pinger Burn potentially, or you've got like a Flame Breather variation. But ultimately, the need for this big aggro stopper is gone. You just have this big dumb guy, which then might fix it. But we'll see. It's an interesting dilemma. I was in the camp for banning Chrysalis because I think the card's just too good. The fact that it feeds the next one, it actually only costs 2 mana, etc. All that stuff. I am interested to see how this card goes in the format. If it just fits in monsters, I have no complaints. No complaints whatsoever. But I'm very interested to see how Writhing Chrysalis survives in the next meta. Now we have the thing which I'm really excited about, which is the trial unbans. You've obviously probably seen and probably know what the unbans are. However, this is where basically they are using the Wizards of the Coast B&R announcements to trial unbans. This might be the only time they do it. However, this is a good thing to do. This is what we said when we had Emma on the podcast. This is great. You just should, like, obviously to the extent of what they do is we were talking about literally you could ban something on Friday, unban something on Friday and ban it on Monday. Like, you get them trial. And that's the same principle, is they have the freedom to do this. Basically what they're doing is from this B&R announcement, they have unbanned 2 cards, and then from the next one, which is June 30th, I think it said in the video, is that basically they could ban these 2 cards again. If they are broken, they can take action early, of course, because they're the PFP, they can do whatever the hell they want. But ultimately, you have a period of time where we get to know if this is banned or unbanned, which is great. But without further ado, the cards that are unbanned are Prophetic Prism and High Tide. Prophetic Prism probably is a no-brainer. Energy Refract is there. However, the interesting point they did make is that with Deadly Dispute banned, this is more of a colour fixer than previously. So I am excited to see if this does actually work. So we will see. So if this card is probably the best it's probably ever been to be that good. Like, obviously, I don't know if it'll see played in other things. I don't know if it'll get played in Prawn or whatever, or all these sort of things. I think it's a great card. It's fine to unban. It should have been unbanned long ago. But trial ban is perfect opportunity for it. It might be too broken, it might be too good. However, I am excited to see how this card gets on. I am a big fan of Prophetic Prism. I'm a big fan of it in like Mardu. I'm a big fan of it in Tron. I'm a big fan of it in all sorts of different avenues. I am excited for this. However, the Pierre de Resistance, the card we are all excited about, I am so hyped for this, I cannot tell you, is High Tide. High Tide has never really been played in Pauper because of the unification things, which I cover in the video. Please, I will link it in the description if you want to go watch that video. It's a great watch. As always, High Tide is fucking legal. Let's go! I'm on the camp that I think it's probably fine. I actually do think it's probably okay. If I'm wrong, I am okay with that. Because this card has never really seen play in Pauper. Because it's never been, because of the unification, it was never really legal. It was legal in paper, where they didn't have the sort of stats. It's never been really on Magical Line, where Magical Line is probably in the predominant place to play Pauper. So I am excited to see this. Obviously, we don't have Cloud of Fairies, we don't have Frantic Search, we have Snap, we have Twiddle, we have Psychic Puppetry, we have Twitch. That's basically all we have. Obviously, you can just have a bunch of lands. You could maybe try a ramp strategy and just go High Tide, bleh. We don't really have a win con. We have like Stream of Thought, we have Dampen Thought, which is a bit poo. We have, God, Caravex Torch if you want to go that big. God knows. But this is sweet. I am so hyped to try this. I want to just mainly say, like, regardless of this, personally, my only concern is they said in the video that they had this before Geddon. I don't know how far before Geddon. I'll have to give them the benefit of the doubt that they come to the conclusion just before Geddon that this is the changes. My only thing is, I wish they had changed it before Geddon, because it was clearly a problem then. The data hadn't changed or anything like that. As they said, nothing changed that wanted to change their decision. Why didn't they ban this at the start of the year? Why didn't we ban this at the end of the year? Nothing has changed. We could have come into 2025 as Pauper being this insane format. That is my only concern. But again, we're here now, irrelevant at the timescale. Pauper again's been. I am hyped for this. I would like to thank all the PFP. Like to thank Gavin. Obviously, you have pulled it out of the bag. Faith is restored. Thank you, PFP. I am excited for Pauper yet again. I am excited to try this with all the changes. I am so hyped. Thank you, PFP. Let me know in the comments in the comments below what you think of these bannings and unbannings. I am hyped. Follow me on Moxfield where all my lists will be going. I'll be posting probably live beforehand. I post them online. They'll be in there because that's where I put all my deck lists. I'll be trying unbans, etc., etc. I am hyped. Do not forget to check out Casting Commons where we'll be discussing this in detail. A lot more detail than this. And do not forget to like and subscribe. See you guys for the next one. Peace.